What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Welcome back to another edition of the 30-day Bootcamp. I am very excited today. The sun finally came out. It's been a full week of rain, and so I'm excited, ultra double excited today to be hanging out and chatting with you guys again, once again on sales. And today we're going to talk about leveraging your value and how to stop trading time for money. So, a very interesting thing happened just after yesterday's lesson. We started getting some comments back, and one of them was in reference to time, money, and all that. And it was right in time for this lesson. So I'm excited to keep rolling forward with you guys. Let's dive in, and we'll talk about ways to start looking at your sales strategies in terms of the value you provide versus the time that you're putting in. Okay, so let's dive into that and let's rock and roll. So we're going to start with leveraging your value. The first rule of sales and especially as an entrepreneur and business for yourself is you don't trade time for money. This is the 9 to 5 trap, right? This is what you do. This is what most people do that work a regular job. Okay, there's no shame in that. There's nothing wrong with having a regular job. 98% of the population has a regular job. That's great. But that is the trap as a small business owner when you continue with that mindset into your business and you start trading time for money, meaning like, oh, I'm making $15 an hour, so this is great. What happens is when you normally break that down, you realize you're making a whole lot less than you even think. So the best thing you can do is start trading value for money, okay? You want to trade value. And when I say value, what I mean is what you create. What do you bring to the marketplace? What is it that is special about your brand that you can charge a higher price for? So instead of saying, oh, for a session and this product, it's going to cost you $20 an hour, you can say, this is my, collection A is $2,000, right? And you can own that value and rock and roll. Now, the thing you want to think about is what do you provide to your client that they cannot get anywhere else? So if we're talking about let's say a specific photographic style that you have, let's say you photograph weddings. Let's say that you've got some techniques that nobody else is really using, and if some people are, that's fine, but most of the time the clients don't even know where to find them anyways. What is special about you? That helps build your value. That helps build and helps you create and leverage the value that you're providing for the client. And when you can start selling on value versus time, you're going to make a lot more money, okay? So think about this, and we kind of just said this. You want to create something special, right? And you want to get a buzz generating and building around it. And then you bring it to the marketplace. Now, I'm going to use boudoir as an example, what we do in our boudoir business. We've built a really great brand, and we've created a place where people can come and feel safe. It's in our private group. So people can come in, they can talk about their experiences. That actually inspires other people to move forward with sessions and to take that leap that they want to take that maybe they're afraid to take. And, by having that community, it's creating a lot of value to them. So they're able to join these groups for free, but it's building a ton of value in their mind because now they have a safe place to come to talk about it, to get feedback, to get information. And then when they're ready to move forward with a session, they're mentally committed to moving forward and to investing. And the cool thing is, it's honestly the most honest to God truth I can tell you guys. People will pay much more for the things that they value. Okay, so you've got to get out of this idea or mindset of, well, I'm making $10 or $20 or $30 an hour. That's going to always cap you. You want to start thinking about selling the value of what it is that you create versus the time it takes to create it. And you have to remember, you can always make more money, but you can never make more time. This is one of the biggest lessons I learned along the way. I used to trade time for money, and I realized quickly I was burning out. And the thing is, I'll never be able to recreate the time that I spent. Okay, and I don't have any shame around that either. Those are learning experiences. We all have those. But what I can tell you is that you can make more money, and that's what you focus on when you provide value. Okay. So I want to give you guys how I like to do my examples, right? So let's go with leveraging value and how it pays. Now, the first example I'm going to show you is of a typical 40-hour week, right? Most people work 40 hours a week. They trade time for money, which means they go to a job and they make X number of dollars per hour. Their income's relatively capped because you can't typically make but so much with a company. Even if you get raises or promotion, you're usually income capped. You can't get as high as you probably would like to go. The biggest thing about working in the company or the corporate structure is that you really never fulfill your dream, unless that's your dream. And if it is, that's great. But for most people, they want to do, have something for themselves. And then a lot of people have huge regrets for not taking action on creating their dream. So this is sort of like the trap that most people find themselves in. And what happens a lot of the time, you'll see people that take the leap from, 9 to 5 or the corporate world into their own business. They carry over the mindset of the dollars for hours, mentality. So time for money. And you want to be able to work around that. So as an entrepreneur, what's cool about it is, yes, you're going to work more hours as an entrepreneur. Now, there will come a point where those hours start to decline once everything is really set, or if you hit your peak where you want to be. But in the beginning, you're going to work 60 to 80 hours a week, okay? The biggest difference between the entrepreneur and the regular, employee is that the entrepreneur trades value for money, okay? And these are all things that you guys should be doing. I'm not saying every entrepreneur does trade value for money, but entrepreneurs should trade value for money because that's how you make way more money. By operating this way, you can create as much income as you want. Now, if you don't have it right now, that's okay. You're going to build up to that point. But what's cool about it is that as you raise your rates, as you bring on more clients, as you systemize and dial in your business and your strategies, you're going to be able to raise your revenue, which is great because you can't do that at a regular job, at least not very easily. Now, entrepreneurs also, we have the opportunity to fulfill our dreams, to do what we want to do, to work for ourselves, to as photographers, to create beautiful artwork. This is a really big thing. And then we take pride in our ability to move into action. I don't know one entrepreneur who's gotten into business who's had any level of success and hasn't taken pride in their ability to get moving and get into action. So this is one big thing as entrepreneurs that really pays dividends in the long run. Let's look at it again in the example of most people. I'm going to use $20 an hour. Again, this is a baseline example. So most people are working 40 hours a week at $20 an hour. You could say that comes out to be $800 a week, $3,200 a month when you break it down, or $38,400 over the course of a year. Entrepreneurs, again, you're going to work 60 hours a week roughly, but let's say you get one client a week at $2K. And again, like I said yesterday, if you haven't done it yet, don't worry, you can do it, and it's amazing when you get rolling with it, I promise. But so let's say you just do one client a week at $2K. Let's look at how drastically different the numbers are. That becomes $2,000 a week instead of $800. Becomes $8,000 a month versus $3,200, and $104,000 per year versus $38,000. So I want you to really consider what I'm saying. There's a really, really big distinction that I think a lot of people miss. And well, there's a couple, but I'll go with the top two. One is a lot of people don't know how to make the transition from paying, time for money to value for money. So the big thing is if you get stuck in that aspect of like, well, I have to charge X number of dollars per hour to make it worth my time, you're really capping yourself in the long run, because what's going to happen is in that, like in a limited number of hours, like you could provide a ton of value in 4 hours, but only get paid for 4 hours. What if in 4 hours you create 20 hours worth of value and you could get paid on the 20? That's the idea behind value for money versus time for money, okay? There's a story, Jess tells a story way better than I do, but it was of a guy who had major toothache, went to the dentist to get it fixed, and I'm going to botch this, so Jess, if I mess it up, you can type it in. But the long and short of it is the guy went to the dentist, he had a problem, he sat down in the dentist chair, the dentist looked at it and he said, oh, I know exactly what's wrong, you need to fix this problem, blah, blah, blah. It took him 2-3 minutes in the chair, fixed the problem, the pain was gone right away. And then he got handed the bill, and the bill's like $5,000. And so the guy marches back up to the desk and he goes, "How are you charging me $5,000? This only took you two minutes to fix." And the dentist said, "Well, no, not really. No, it took me 2 minutes to fix your problem, but it took me 15 years to learn how to fix that problem, to learn how to identify that problem, to learn how to take and solve that problem in a very short time span so that I could get you out of pain." And that's the idea with your business as well. You literally are spending all this time and effort and resource and creating this experience and these products and this whole like ordeal for your clients. You should be paid on the value that you provide, not the individual time that you spend with each client. Okay, and that's one of the biggest things. If you guys can make that shift, if you can really start to embed those things into your mind, and you can really start to create value for your client, your business is going to skyrocket. because you're going to start charging on what you're worth, not based on the hours it took to create something. Okay. So if this is you guys, again, if you're at that point where you're like, Ross, I don't know how to jump from, 200 or, $20 an hour to like $2,000 a client. I'm not sure what to do. Get on the phone with us. Book the call. 7step6figures.com/apply. This is the exact same thing that we had to go through. We literally went from charging hourly to learning how to charge for what our value was worth, for what our products, what our service, what our experience was worth. And we can help you guys do the same exact thing. Okay. So if you're stuck, if you can't figure out how to get it to the next level, I highly encourage you guys to book the call, hop on the phone with us. We'll spend 30, 45 minutes together crafting a game plan and a strategy for you. And look, our objective is to get you making money in your business so you can start living the life of your dreams, not feeling like you're stuck and can't progress forward, okay? But it starts with you taking action. So if this is you, if you're ready to get to the next level, if you're tired of feeling stuck, hit us up, 7steps6figures.com/apply. We've got your back. Hope you guys have a great holiday weekend, and we will catch you back next week. Take care.